Today is the first day of April 2026. Clock on the wall says that it is 22 minutes past 8 o'clock in the morning, and this is the Morning Muse. Ooh, I hear a J. Seeking to synchronize. 10-minute exercise of finding synchronization in the sense of rhythm and flow, in the sense of synchronizing gears, the gears in the gearbox. There's no gearbox. So what are you talking about? It's a metaphor. What I'm talking about is more than I can say. Yeah, that's true, actually. I can't say what I'm talking about. I don't have enough time. Or I can't speak fast enough. That's probably closer to the truth. So, rhythm and flow, upshift, 10 minutes. What I find reliably, many days I notice this experience. There's like a low point, an ebb. Yeah, an ebb in the flow. The ebb tide, it's low tide. There's another metaphor. It's low tide. It happens about 2 o'clock in the morning usually. It's not very pleasant. It's like, subjectively speaking, it ain't that fun. And then the tide turns and it starts to come up. And typically what will happen is that I'll come to waking state consciousness about the time the birds start singing, making a racket, which is lovely. And then what happens is kind of a slow process that runs over the course of about 60 to 120 minutes. It involves a little bit of caffeine. It involves about 3-4 pages of writing exercise. And somewhere along the line, something like the spinning up in revolutions per minute of those gears, those synchronizing gears that don't really exist in the mind, in the body, in the creature, in the person, the human becoming. I'll notice. Oh, they're moving now. How do I know? What are some of the clues? Well, one is like ambitions. All of these ideas that are clamoring for attention, they seem to come flooding in like the tide rolling in. There's more than I can practically write down. Like there's a generation of ideas, systems of ideas. Whole bunch of ideas. Things to try out, even though there are no things. Feels really good. So in contrast, It's like there's something like a high tide moment. So this is where the metaphor of the gears really starts to work for me. Because if you look at a dyno, that's a jargon for a graphical representation of the power curve of whatever it is that you're putting on the dyno. You're basically testing, showing, demonstrating in graphical form. It's a plot, it's a curve. Power to the ground. Power to the ground. Get it to the ground. It's all spun up. It's in neutral though. It's like it's easy to put the gearbox into very high RPM. When it ain't hooked up to doing any work. Oh, hook it up. Yeah, we're going to hook it up. That's what we're doing right now. So we're finding the appropriate constraints. Beg for mercy. Mercy, mercy, mercy. Why beg for mercy? Can't do it alone. I pray. I pray for grace. I appreciate the grace. I recognize grace. There's grace. By some amazing grace, I find myself in this exquisite, beautiful, overwhelmingly beautiful circumstance. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you very much. I love it so. Move into bujo. What is bujo? Bujo is a form. Move into a form. It's like start to pour that energy from that metaphorical gearbox into a form. Choose wise forms. How do you choose wise forms? Well, that's a harder question. It ain't harder. Ain't? It's not. It's not hard. It's not hard. It's really hard to say, though, how to do that. So just do it. Just do it. Just be wise. Sure. Run the tests. Find out. Be conservative in the approach, like how much to put at risk in each shift. So the shift, so back to the dyno. So the image that's appearing in the mind's eye is that graphical representation, Cartesian plot of the curve. Power is the ability to do work. Work is something like how much force can be applied per unit time. Draw an arc, show an arc, demonstrate an arc by constraining the power to the ground. Tap it into that mechanism that graphs it, that shows here's what's actually happening. And then from there, where do you go? Well, with the image, so I'm relating that with the image of the high tide. It's like, okay, the flow comes in, seems like I know what it can do. Okay, engage that appropriately so that you get a clean shift. Shift from one gear to the next. Split second, so fast. Shift. Okay, now we're putting a little power to the ground, or a lot of power to the ground, and we're moving in a direction direction, displacement, and rhythm and flow. Thank you for your very careful attention.